SocialFlow stretches across our business and touches both the editorial and the ad sales or business side. So it's been a solution for us that's allowed us to scale what we do from an organic social publishing perspective, but also allowed us to unlock incremental revenue from advertisers, leveraging the actual data that we pump through SocialFlow on a daily basis. So it's one of the few companies that we work with that really provides a solution that covers all areas of the business for Time Inc. Social originally was all about audience. How do we get 5 million Facebook fans, 4 million Twitter followers, et cetera, et cetera. And that audience is still important, but it's really about now what do we do with that audience? How do we engage that audience? How do we activate that audience? How do we get them to come back to our site to consume more editorial content? How do we get them to be consume and engage with our content that we create or create with our advertisers? So it's originally kind of started with just getting this mass scale, and now it's about leveraging that scale for more traffic, more audience, and more revenue for the company. I think a lot of it's going to remain as kind of the trend we've seen of content being consumed on the platform. So you think about Facebook Instant Articles or even media forward opportunities on Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest. Over the next 2 years, I think we're going to see an increase of kind of the beginnings of content living and content design for particular platforms. So if you think about Facebook Instant Articles or media forward experiences on Twitter, Instagram, or Pinterest, those are going to continue. But I still think there is an inherent value in content being consumed on a publisher's site. So the idea of linking back or using platforms to generate awareness and traffic back to publishers O&O will continue. I think there'll be a double down in terms of the premier publishers, the polarizing brands, because you can get content from everywhere. It's about getting content, consuming content from those reliable and trusted sources. I think the one thing that people miss in terms of social media consumption is that users want editorial content, but they're also open and willing to engage and even share advertising content or content that's created with an advertiser in mind. As long as the quality of the product or what you're servicing them is good, as long as I'm giving them a story or a photo or a video or some kind of rich media experience that really adds value to the consumer, they're going to love that. They're going to interact with that. I know there's been a fear historically, well, if it's not pure edit, then it doesn't necessarily work for a social platform. The game has changed, not only on the business side, but in terms of what consumers will not even tolerate, but actually enjoy. I think for Time Inc., social for us is as legitimate and as important a platform as print and digital. Time Inc. really sees itself as a multimedia, multi-platform company, and social is just another pillar that we believe we really excel at. We're one of the top engaged publishers. If you look at the most recent MPA report on networks like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we're really coming up with innovative but scalable revenue solutions. So for partners that want to get a little bit more out of social platforms, work with a premier publisher, and have really scalable solutions, Time Inc. can offer all of that.